Yo, 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 it's your boy Ron Flip the Jump. Man, I'm back with another Jump Man reaction video to the TV Netflix show called The Black Rabbit. Hey, it's only 8 episodes on that junk. 5 plus 3 is 8. Using one hand right now. It's only 8 episodes on that junk. And let me tell you, this joint was so lit, it kept me up late. I'm like, shit. After the first joint and the second joint, I'm like, this shit good. I had to keep watching them joints back to back. But I was only able to stay up and watch 7 of them. I got tired after 7, you know what I'm saying? Finished the next one off the next day. This joint was good, man. So, The Black Rabbit is it's a Netflix crime thriller. 2 estranged brothers, Jake, Jude Law, and Vince, Jason Bateman, who are drawn into a New York City criminal underworld when Vince returns back from California to his family business. Him and his older brother had a family business together called The Black Rabbit, the restaurant. Threatening the thriving restaurant they run. The series explore how family bonds and ambitions for success can lead them down a path of deceit, debt, and escalating danger, forcing them to confront old traumas and new threats. Hey, it's a high-pressure nightlife scene. You know what I'm saying? The dynamic is set in the New York backdrop in New York City. It's a restaurant empire. Jack has built Black Rabbit. It's thriving. It's an exclusive restaurant, VIP. It's a major hotspot in the city, New York. But like I said, his brother Vince returns back to New York. You know, which was formerly partners, but within the TV show, it shows you why they went separate ways. You know what I'm saying? Vince got a history of an addiction. You know what I'm saying? Not the kind of addiction that y'all thinking, like a drug addict, but they kind of touch on his past drug addict addiction in one of the episodes, but it's not in the timeline or the storyline of the 8 episodes at all. It was just mentioned. But his other addiction is scheming, gambling. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, he reappears back into his brother life after he, you know, ran from a situation in California. But come to find out, when he had left New York, which is not in the timeline showing in the 8 episodes, it speaks on how he ran from New York to California. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically just running away from his problems, running away from his debts, people that he owed. You know, like, you know, some bad people that he owed money to. Like, they didn't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the family business, you know what I'm saying? The family business of them 2, you know, which led them to not being a family business no more because of Vince's problems and stuff. But Jake, the big brother, he was always there for his little brother, no matter what. He always was trying to bail him out. But it would pull him into all the bullshit that Vince had going on. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, you know, bail him out. You know, trying to come up with the money to pay the bad guys off and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like one thing after another, one thing after another, one thing after another. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it ended up getting an employee from the Black Rabbit, an ex-employee, you know what I'm saying, unalive in the situation, caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get too much spoiler alert on this junk, but when I say this junk was a nice crime thriller, it was a nice crime thriller movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was very interesting, very entertaining. This joint was like that, you know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes people have a hard time finding good TV shows and and movies on Netflix, but this was one of them, The Black Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? It was good. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, Vince, he returns back and he drags Jake into a world of loan sharks and death, jeopardizing the success and safety of the Black Rabbit and everything else Jake has worked to build. It was like he was just like a monkey on his back, but it didn't bother his big brother. He wanted to help his brother get out of these situations. But in the end, Vince was like, on the last episode, he was like, man, I'm no good. Like, he just felt like he was a burden. He was a liability. Like, he was just trouble. Like, which he was, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he faced his bullshit at the end. At the very end, when he decided to face his bullshit. And his brother was getting ready to get him out of the country and everything. Like, within the same day, he had a couple connects that was gonna get him out of the country within that same day. Because not only did he had some bad sharks looking for him, he also had the police looking for him too. They flashed it on the news, you know, all across the all the billboards in New York, you know what I'm saying, on the radio. Like, you know, he was, you know what I'm saying, he was a wanted man, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nowhere for him to really run. But his brother ain't want to run no more. At first, it seemed like a great idea. Get out of the country. Like, yeah, that'll work. And have money, you know what I'm saying? Live a low profile. But he just felt like, man, like, I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? His brother Jake was like, no, don't say that. No, we got a plan. I'm gonna get you out of the country. Vince like, he's not coming. He was like, no, I got this is what he want. He would do it. He's gonna do it. Vince ain't even wanna run no more. You know what I'm saying? He just like, fuck it, man. Like, he just like, man, I'm bringing confusion and chaos in everybody's life. You know, innocent people are getting unalive because of my bad habits. You know what I'm saying? Because of my bad relationships that I'm creating. You know what I'm saying? Damn, they almost got his daughter unalive. She got kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? It just was a ongoing thriller series. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's going to be a season 2 to this. I don't know how the spinoff would be. You know what I'm saying? Without Vince being there anymore. Because near the end of the movie, when they made it back to the Black Rabbit, after it was shut down because of a crime scene, guy putting stuff in female drinks, and, you know, one potentially almost OD, you know what I'm saying? Things was leading back to the Black Rabbit as well, because Jake knew a lot of this stuff was going on, you know what I'm saying? But he was trying to keep some of that clientele keep coming. So what he would do, he would erase some of the footage off the goddamn on cameras and stuff. Crazy, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, they made it back to the Black Rabbit, you know what I'm saying? Because what Jake needed off the thumb drive for one of his customers, associates, so he won't be blackmailed in the future of doing the things that he was doing inside the restaurant. They was at the top of the roof talking, and Jake just happened to basically have a conversation with his brother on top of the roof. But at one point of the conversation, he started to like have a conversation to himself with his back turned to his younger brother Vince. I knew right then the way the camera, see, it's just different shit that I just pay attention to. Like why did the camera focus on that? Why did the camera, like, that's gonna be something, you know what I'm saying? But the way the camera panned to him and he was just having a conversation to himself with his back toward his brother, he was like, yeah, man, I feel like, I don't know what the fuck he was saying, but it was like something like that. I said, he about to do something. Vince about to do something. And when he turned around, right before he turned around, Vince was like, he acknowledged the last thing he had said. And then that's when Jake turned around and looked, He was standing on the edge of the building. And next thing you know, he just went backwards with it because he was standing back, he headed back towards the street, to the ground. He just ain't want to be alive no more. He unalive himself. Ain't want to be a burden to nobody no more. Ain't want to be, that was his way of clearing his debt. Because the people that he owed was going to unalive him anyway. After they gave him so many chances to get the money, Jake was trying to do everything he could to get the money, and it just like different things just kept happening, like setbacks. It's crazy, man. He even went so far on his way to pay his debt collectors $20,000 a week. You know what I'm saying? He had owed them $140,000 altogether. But yeah, man, that's the Black Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? TV show on Netflix. I recommend it. It's good. I rate from 1 to 5, and I'm gonna give this motherfucker 5 popcorns. Peace of my Wadu. Man.